It's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
They've slowed down casting those triples here in the second.
And Clark, I'd like to see them go back outside. They've been shooting well from the perimeter.
Jackson kicks to Baines. Second chance shot, and it's good on the way up. Freak's got 5.
Boy, what a significant turnaround here in the second quarter after only making 40% from the field in the first. Well, here's a little factoid about the Pacers on the road last season, guys. They were much better shooting free throws on the road. The difference between their road and home free throw percentage was the largest positive mark in the league. That's kind of strange.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Down low. 17 seconds left to play here in the second quarter.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Watts. And we finished one half of basketball. The Pistons on top, up by 12. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the...
Well, Coach Vogel, a tough going for your guys so far tonight. What's been the biggest obstacle to pulling off your game plan?
Well, they're just a great defensive team. You know, we're not handling our pressure well enough. We're trying to work it inside. They're fronting, and we got to execute our counters.
Thank you for the time, Coach. Guys, over to you.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Ilyasova. Johnson comes in for Marcus Morris. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Jackson. And Freak subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Indiana also making some changes. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Lavoy Allen. Ellis comes in for C.J. Miles. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Hill. Watts, he's in at the point. Johnson is out there with Aaron Baines. Then it's Jody Meeks, and it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. And he sinks the second.
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
And taken away by Ellis. Now the Pacers moving it up. Here's Mahinmi. Drops in the breakaway layup. Mahimi's got his third basket of the night.
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered even if they did try to get back, Greg. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to beat him to the bucket there.
Outside, George. On the wing, Stuckey. That one wide left. Pistons leading by 12. Here's Watts. Now the pass to Baines. And he drops it in from the low post.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Stuckey outside. And he gets the bucket. Stuckey's got 5 points in the quarter.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Ellis kicks to George. 1:15 left to play here in the third. George double-teamed. Now, here's Mahinmi. Defense right on him. The shot no good. And Detroit the other way now.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Here's Watts. Soft touch off the glass. Freak's got 9 points.
He really made that mismatch pay off. A defender giving up that much size isn't going to be able to put up much resistance near the basket.
Here's George. Rebounded by the Pistons.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Freak with it. Rodney Stuckey covering.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Now here's Freak. Defense is right there. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Well, it definitely was a disappointing part of his game this year. Not the numbers he was hoping for from the stripe.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Morris comes in for Aaron Baines, and it's Caldwell Pope in for Johnson. In Indiana with a change here, too. Hill's checked in. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Ellis outside. And George kicks to Hill. That ball, nice feed that time from George. George has got 4 assists now tonight.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Now here's Freak. And airballs the triple. That one was way off. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Pistons lead by 16. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you know. Pope and Freak subbed in for Jackson. Indiana also making some changes. Paul George, he's checked in for Solomon Hill. And it's Ellis in for Hill. On the court for Indiana, C.J. Miles and Paul George are the wingmen. Allen is out there with Hill, and it's Ellis in at the 1. There's the pick. Outside, George. Pass to Allen. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Well, I tell you, he squeezed that orange as tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right, Clark.
And better safe than sorry on that one, guys.
Ellis against Jennings. In the corner, Ilyasova with it. He dishes it to Freak. 5 on the clock. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Miles. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. And Indiana making a change here. Hill's checked in. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Detroit.
I like the work they've done at the free throw line all throughout this game. They've been the aggressors.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
And really, last season was one of improvement for the Pistons. They were able to shoot the ball better and better as the season wore on. Overall, they cut out the little mistakes that had bothered them back in 14. It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
They set the pick. Jennings dishes to Freak. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Well, as you said, Greg, the Pistons were a team that showed marked improvement, and Clark, they did clean up their play style as well.
Yeah, they got better from 2014 to 15 in terms of upping their assist and cutting down the turnovers. Just made it a much more enjoyable game to watch the way they play.
Jennings kicks to Drummond. Here's Watts. And a miss there on the triple. And it would take divine intervention for them now to get back in it.
And even that might not be enough.
Greg, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd have to say, guys, I don't think the man upstairs is really focused on a comeback.
And he gets it to go.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here in the Palace, let's give it up for your auto motion.
for three. Hill. Morris with the block. And so it's Detroit with the W. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge and that extra little bit of confidence.
Hey, boy, way to play.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony,
Hey.
Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Now let's take this opportunity to check out our Jordan Player of the Game.
He played his heart out tonight, guys. You could see the way he was constantly drawing contact and getting to the free throw line. All those free throws led to a lot of valuable points at the stripe.
Well, his rebounding was a story for me tonight, guys. He couldn't have been any more ferocious on the board.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
The only color I care about is green, money. Now, you've certainly made some money so far, Freak.
Mr. Dom Pagnotti, Mr. Diamond and Platinum himself.
Big game for me tonight. Carmelo Anthony is a player I watched playing for the Knicks when I was in high school, so I got nothing but love for him in this game. I can only hope to one day be the scorer that he is now. Time to do NYC proud. Haul him in the house, baby. Melo better be ready.
All eyes are on the Eastern Conference in this game as the New York Knicks play this one at home. The Pistons coming to town hoping to notch this one here in this one-game road trip. They just haven't been able to buy a break lately. 5 of their last 6 games have been losses.
And Kevin, things really starting to get out of control for them. I mean, this losing streak is becoming an embarrassment, and it's only going to get worse